What's going on, guys? Welcome back to JR Garage and welcome to the flooded Maserati Granturismo episode number 2. Today's the day we find out how cheap or how expensive it was to sort out our Maserati that went swimming.
Yeah, so we just picked it up from Corsa Motorsports. We brought it here to the hangar and the drive here went great, I think, and the car looks pretty good.
Yep, I drove it 3 miles over here and I didn't get on it at all. I saved that for this video. So today we're gonna take it out for its first proper little test drive. We're gonna clean it up. It is filthy. It looks so bad, the wheels and all the brake dust. And it was sitting for many months in New York at the salvage auction where it got totaled for being flooded. But really, it didn't appear that it was that badly flooded. And sure enough, Corey had some very good news for us. Let's go walk out to the car. Oh yeah, there she is, looking good. This spec, I still absolutely love this spec. Comment down below, but this is one of my favorites. The metallic gray over the full red leather interior. This is sweet. And then being optioned with the more expensive MC wheels, and of course it being the facelift 2018 model year, so we got the different front bumper, the better infotainment.
Yeah, can you believe that just 3 years ago this car stickered on the showroom floor for like 140 grand and we pick it up for 31?
No, $30,375, I think. Yeah. Something like that.
Man.
But the question is, how much money did we have to put into it? And that's what we're gonna reveal in this video. And walking around, wait a second, Christian, I thought the fender had a huge dent in it last time.
Yeah, so beyond just getting it back on the road, we also did touch up this fender and the rear bumper and the recorder and a door ding.
So luckily a local body shop right by Corey's was able to tackle that easy peasy, no problem, in very little time. So now it looks good, but it still needs to be washed. But have no fear, we will do that in this video. Definitely needs a good cleaning. This is absolutely terrible, but it will be so satisfying when we do clean them because they're gonna shine up so nicely, the red brake calipers. Oh boy, we're gonna get down and dirty. But Christian, let's not forget that we told Corey to throw on the new X-Pipe.
Yes.
Uru2 Auto came in clutch with the non-resonated X-Pipe. Can we go for a first start? I wanna hear this.
Yeah, I think that was one of the first items we had Corey do. Maybe before even doing the oil change, we said, get that thing on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the simplest mod you can do. It deletes the resonators and adds the X-Pipe so you get the higher pitched sound. And oh, does it sound good. Let me show you what we're working with here now. All right, this is a warm start, keep in mind. We just got back from the body shop. But Christian, give me a little warm start. Oh, are you kidding? Just listen to the idle and listen to the valves. Christian, close the valve. See, gets quiet. All right, so give me a rev. Yeah. Okay, that's valve closed. Now open the valve. Oh yeah, give me a couple of those. Oh my Lord.
That was the exact same RPM, 3,000.
I love that. With a push of a button, you get basically a muffler delete and nearly straight pipes. It makes our life easy. We don't really have to mess with the exhaust. Well, let's talk numbers. How much it costs to fix this and what problems we ran into or what problems we solved. Get this, so you guys remember in the reveal video, you guys crushed that video and a lot of people got angry for us starting it up with a little bit of water in the oil. Have no fears, Corey was able to flush all the fluids. He did oil, trans, there was water in the transmission fluid too, brake fluid, you know, all the usual fluids. And Corey actually found the water line on the car and he was very surprised because this is how it went. He didn't see any signs of anything in the interior, just like we thought. We didn't really see any remnants, but he said there was a clear slanted water line like going across the transmission and the block of the engine. So he thinks this car was parked on like nose in on a spot or on a driveway and the water rose high enough to get just the front of the car but not the back or the interior. That's what he thinks happened, and that does make sense how we got water in the oil but no water in the interior. It doesn't really look like, or maybe at most like the floorboards but not in the seats or anything.
And also you'll recall the Christmas tree of warning lights on the dashboard have now disappeared.
Fresh startup.
Thanks to a new battery. Give that check engine light 10 seconds.
Yeah, you all were quick to comment that the check engine light cycles for like 20 seconds and then it goes out. But we no longer have the electronic parking brake malfunction. We no longer have the airbag light or the ABS. I don't know, it was a whole Christmas tree. And now look at this. No check engine light, no other big bad warning lights, except we do still have the suspension fault. And Corey quickly found the problem, and that was, what were we missing?
Oh, yeah, it just seems to have disappeared, the suspension ECU control module.
Yeah, no wonder we have a suspension light on. The suspension ECU module is gone. It disappeared. It actually hangs out right below this panel, hence why the floor mats were missing. Somebody was obviously in here.
Speaking of floor mats, we got those delivered.
Oh, true. Grab them. We got new floor mats because they were missing. But basically that module hangs out under here, and I guess whatever shop had it, whatever owner, they took it out to maybe diagnose it, and they either lost it, kept it, or threw it away. So to get that suspension warning light to go out, we need a new module. So I think that's like 500 bucks. We just gotta find one. But what's interesting about that, because we don't have the module, I think it defaults to sport mode because this suspension is so aggressive. Christian, you'll notice it when you drive it. It is so stiff.
Ooh, you got red piping.
Heck yeah, I got these custom made. Let's go, hopefully they fit. Dude, these were only like $80 or $90.
Dang.
This is not a plug for Fit My Car. I just found these guys with a Google search. They're from Australia, and they custom make all these floor mats. You get to choose the piping and the stitching and, you know, the thickness of mats and stuff you want, and they look so good. Look at that. Dude, the OEM mats were like 400 bucks, so I wasn't gonna spend that. Custom ordered them, and they look fantastic. All right, try that one over there. Dude, the red matches perfectly. This is great. Yeah, sweet. So anyway, that solved that problem. All right, Christian's first time to drive it. I think you're gonna like this.
Reminds me of our others.
It does feel like the MC in a lot of ways. All this center stack is new as well. All the music. I don't know how this works. So those updates are pretty cool. Same power as before, 454 horsepower, I think, but that is plenty to get this thing moving along. Oh, we did have to buy tires too. Remember, it had winter tires. We put those on on the way to the body shop. How much were those? We got them on sale.
Yeah, we found them on eBay, new old stock, like 2019 date codes, and they were only like 120 bucks each.
Yeah, really, really cheap. So 500 for that, 500 for the ECU. We need 80 for the floor mats. Now, what we spent at Corsa. So he did all the fluids. He had to flush the engine oil a few times. He says, yeah, there's a lot of water in here after the first flush. So we did another and another, and he worked it all out at that point. But he also did the stupid serpentine belts. Those things always crack.
Yeah, yep.
Oh my gosh, I almost like hit that dude. Bruh, chill. Okay, the serpentine belts. Sure enough, ours was starting to crack. It could have failed at any moment. Our 2011 failed and left us stranded 200 miles away from home.
Yep, been there, done that. And while in there doing air filter, we've done one of those before. Those are expensive air filters. They're like over 100 bucks.
Yeah, everything's expensive. Out the door for everything, about 1,500 bucks. Like 700 bucks for parts, 700 bucks for labor. What was our running total? We're at a little over 1,000, 2,500 plus some body work. Point is, we're in it like $35,000. Okay, plus a little auction fees. Maybe 36 grand, 37 grand, something like that. All in, all done for a perfectly good Maserati, it appears. No more warning lights. It drives great. It would drive a little better if we had the suspension module and got out of stupid sport mode. You see it's like shaking.
It is pretty stiff.
So stiff. Let's hear sport mode.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it there. It drops it a gear, and then right when you hit about, oh yeah, there it is.
That'll do it.
Oh yeah. I think I need to hear it from the outside. Oh my. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was loud. That sounded so good with just an X pipe. The rest of the exhaust is stock. Thank you, Maserati, for having the sport button to bypass the mufflers. Sounds so good. Oh yeah. Uber? Good thing we got the 100 treadwear tires. Those things are sticky. Wow, did that sound good from the outside. I know there's a lot of sound deadening in here. I'm sure it was like medium level. Outside, that sucker's loud.
Sounded great. I just love how good it sounds from the outside, and yet take it back to normal mode.
Windows up.
Drone.
So quiet, so peaceful in here. You get the best of both worlds. Thank goodness all those dumb electronic issues were solved with the battery. Like, I was a little worried Oh, the whole Christmas trees, the door locks. I didn't mention this last video, but the door handles, the electronic door handles wouldn't work. You had to manually use the like manual pull button to get them to open. So I was like, oh boy, are the door latches screwed up? Like, did water get in those? No, it was all because of the battery. Like we said last video, these Maseratis are so picky and finicky with their voltages and like battery charges. What do you know? Everything went away thanks to a battery. So thank goodness, dodged a bullet on that one. Okay, back to the garage. Let's make this thing look absolutely fantastic. I think it's gonna clean up great. So let's get into a nice cinematic bubble bath cleaning. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom, guys, and just like that, we are on to day 2 of the part 2 Maserati Granturismo video. Look how clean this car is. Honestly, it came out far better than I was anticipating. I have to back it out into the sunset to show you guys what I'm talking about here. Basically, Christian and I went full detail mode on this car last night up until like 10 p.m. We spent 5 hours combined working on this car and completely transformed it into this virtually new looking Maserati Granturismo. So gotta pop in here, give you guys a cold start because I didn't give you that earlier in the video. That was a warm start. All right, fire in the hole in 3, 2, 1. Not too loud, but not too quiet. Okay, it is kind of loud, but you could just take it off sport mode and it'll be much quieter. Let's try to not hit the plane or the Aston Martin. Can't show you what car is over there. Stay tuned, another V12 is inbound. A really expensive V12, not an $850 V12 Mercedes. Oh shoot, I forgot to turn off those lights last night. How did the battery not die? Those were on all night. Ooh, I love that backup camera. Thank you, Maserati, for finally coming into the 21st century and putting a decent infotainment in your car. Too bad it's out of a Dodge Dart or some Chrysler FCA product. I couldn't remember what you guys said. Bam, there you guys have it, ladies and gentlemen. The new and improved Maserati Granturismo. I cannot get over this interior. Always a plane interrupting me. Go check out JR Aviation. We bought 2 more planes, so stay tuned on that channel. But anyway, I cannot get over the spec on this car. It is my absolute dream spec. You all know I love, love, love red interiors. I feel like red is a love-hate thing. I've met a lot of people who actually hate red interior. They're like, oh, it's way too much. I would never do that. But come on, guys, what do you think? Comment down below yes or no on the spec. I feel like the best colors to go with the red would be either gray, black, or white. I would take any of them, but this gray looks so good, especially with the MC wheels and like this gunmetal gray finish. It's a little lighter than the car, but I think it looks so good, especially with those red brake calipers. I was really worried that those calipers wouldn't clean up because as you saw in the before pictures, I thought they wouldn't come back to life. But after like 10 minutes of scrubbing each, they finally came back and they look brand new. So I absolutely love them. It drives like a dream with those new tires. It sure seems that we hit another home run and got really lucky with this car. I know I keep saying that like, oh, we're getting so lucky time after time. Yes, I guess we are pretty lucky, but there's also so much time and effort that goes into finding the right cars. I have so many strict rules for myself when looking at these cars on salvage auctions to pick out the diamonds in the rough. I've got a whole method to my madness. I try to share some of these things on YouTube, but at the end of the day, a lot of you guys wouldn't care. But if you do care, I don't know, hit me up on Instagram. This one, yes, was more of a roll of the dice, but we did have a lot of confidence going into it. We know these cars really well. It paid off owning 2 previously, so we know where the emergency release is. We know how these engines operate. We know how the interiors work. We know how the electronic bugs are. That's just part of the Maserati game. So I think we're in the clear on this one. I really don't think a whole lot's gonna come up. Yes, I read all the comments saying, oh, you bought a flood car, have fun in like 2 years when all the electronics start like grenading themselves. Okay, maybe. Dang it, another plane. another plane, kind of like the one we just bought. So yes, the electronics can start to fail like years down the line when, you know, you think everything's perfect until like random stuff starts to come up. That does happen with flood cars. I think it's more so with like saltwater cars, because those will literally like start to corrode cables, wires, connectors. And this being a freshwater car, I hope it won't have any issues down the line, but you know, there's no guarantees. That's part of the game with flood cars, and that's why this car will forever be worth less than a car with a clean title and no damage. Like, of course, like that's a given. From start to finish, you guys saw this car come back to life. It was sitting for months after the flood at the salvage auction. Somebody could have bought it for parts, but instead we bought it, rolled the dice, and you know, fixed it up for dirt cheap, and now it's a perfectly good car and ready to be enjoyed. So that's what we will be doing starting literally tomorrow. We're gonna take you to a car show and start enjoying this thing. So it's getting dark here. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate the support. Stay tuned for next video. Oh boy, speaking of luck, maybe it's fair to say our luck ran out on one of the cars in the garage. Maybe that high mileage Ferrari we just bought. Yeah, stay tuned for that video. Don't miss it. Subscribe. It'll be up in 3-ish days. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.